Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Is the bull run over? That's what we're going to dive into in this video, so I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. Alright, today we're going to jump into the speculation of whether Bitcoin has already had its bull run earlier this year, and if the bull run's over yet, or if there's going to be potentially a delayed bull run, or if we're going to be on schedule potentially here. So let's jump into it. So it is strange that we've been in this zone here, this accumulation or whatever zone you want to call it. We've been going sideways since February pretty much. We did make a new all-time high, 73,800-ish, somewhere in that range, depending on the chart you look at. But we have not broken that. We've just been going sideways since there. But in my opinion, this is more of an accumulation rather than anything else. I think it's getting ready for the next move up. The question is, if that happens, when is that going to happen? That's the big question here. There's been a lot of FUD in the market recently with the Israeli war going on and the attacks with, everything that's going on in the Middle East with Israel, and partially with Ukraine and stuff like that as well. But mostly the war with Israel is having an impact on markets right now, potentially, and we don't know how that's going to affect things, because there is like a macro events that can affect the crypto markets because they're high risk assets. But really we haven't seen, even though there's been some more action going on, Bitcoin's really just been going sideways. We did have this dump here, but we came back and we recovered. That was a 30% drop for Bitcoin, and we did recover, and we've still been in this channel here. So to me, nothing is out of the ordinary, other than that we've been in this channel here for over 200 days. It's been a long time that we've been in this phase. Now, potentially, the longer you hold a ball underwater, when it comes up, it can explode. So we're hoping that's what's going to happen here. We hope that nothing bad happens where we would dump and break below this channel. If that happens, that could be really bad. It could potentially mean the bull run's over, but it could also mean that it just gets pushed out longer till that happens. Now, a lot of things going on with the U.S. elections and stuff like that. We're going to take a look at some things in this video here to kind of go over that here. But if you look at the stock to flow model here, this is from Plan B. We, as you can see, we're in a bull run according to the red here. The red zone says that we're in a bull run, but we're in a sideways bull run. So we kind of had that a little bit here, and then we took off after that. So just because, we've been going sideways like that, doesn't mean anything necessarily. We could still turn and crank up into 2025 and have a good bull run yet. So every time these two bull runs, basically the yellow part was where we were at the peak. So this bull run, it was pretty much the orange and then the yellow again. So we're not even really in the orange yet. We're just starting to come into the orange. So we're really not that far off track. But we may not push up till after the election, depending on what happens with the elections. There's a lot of things, a lot of people, investors in that, talking that the people that have a lot of funds to invest are waiting to see what happens with the election before they jump into crypto, because they're afraid of a Harris administration, because it's been anti-crypto with Biden, and they think it's going to be very similar with Harris, and they're waiting to see if Trump wins or not. If Trump wins, they think crypto's going to explode. If Harris wins, they think it's not going to do so great. And whether you're a Democrat or Republican, that's just how the investors feel right now, because of her stance on crypto hasn't been very positive. The Democrat stance on crypto has been negative, mostly, not all of them, but a lot of them. And with Gary Gensler and the SEC attacking crypto, now they're filing or trying to refile for an appeal. They've filed for an appeal on the Ripple case, so that's not good as well. It's just a hostile environment for crypto right now. So until we find out what goes on with the election, we may not see a bull run. So that's one thing that we do have to take into consideration. So the Bitcoin price prediction model here from Plan B, he's got these different models here. The orange is the actual price of Bitcoin. The purple is a rainbow HPR. The green is stock, the mint green is stock to income, and blue is stock to flow, and green is the power law. Now, the dark green is the power law. So right now, Bitcoin's right around the rainbow HPR level, and even in 2020, at the end of 2025, that's pretty much predicted to be around 83,000 for Bitcoin, and then the stock to flow ratios basically putting Bitcoin at almost $600,000 towards the middle and end of next year. So, and it was accurate. The last bull run, it pretty much got up to where it said it was going to, and it reached above it the last bull runs here. But I think this is a little bit exaggerated potentially, but maybe not for this bull run and so on. They may have to adjust this, but I don't know that they will. But they're, the stock to income is saying Bitcoin could be around 300,000 next year, but I'm kind of expecting Bitcoin maybe 100 and some thousand. I'm a little conservative on that. We'll have to see. Maybe if Trump were to get elected, we get a very bullish bull run. We don't know. It just depends on what happens with the regulation on crypto in the United States. So this article here talks about could the crypto bull market be over? And there's key factors to watch from now until December here. So they're talking about how geopolitics, monetary policy, and ETP performance are among the factors that may impact the price going forward. The drawdowns Bitcoin has experienced recently may still be normal within a bull market, but as always, investors should be prepared for volatility going forward. And we all know that Bitcoin can be really volatile at times. So they're saying there's some uncertainty in the markets right now, and they're wondering if we might be on the cusp of another bull market here. And they talk about we had a dramatic summer. Will the drama continue? So will Bitcoin resume its uptrend? They're saying here that it's been choppy around the March till August. In August, it dropped to 49,000 before rallying back to its range it was trading in back in March. That was that 30% drop that I talked about. It says the question on everybody's minds is, will we see another new all-time highs again? Anything is possible, but historically, Bitcoin has not traded in a range for very long and still remains volatile. And this is from Fidelity. They're talking about this. So they must have asked Fidelity their opinion on this. So they're saying, my guess is that we could see some movement on a range by the end of the year. So hopefully that happens here. And they're saying, nonetheless, and for many investors, the recent price drops haven't been easy to stomach. Some are wondering if the bull run is over. While no one can predict the future, it's worth noting that magnitudes of these drops have not been out of the ordinary. They saw a 30% pullback on this summer, and they say only a 30% pullback in quotes, because Bitcoin historically has regular 20 to 30% pullbacks, and I've always said that's normal. Even with long-term bull markets. I think the last bull market we had a 40% drop right in the middle of the bull market. So, and everybody thought the bull run was over, and it wasn't. So, a lot of things happening here. They're saying here a number of things could influence crypto prices, and they're saying believe that it's basically more geopolitics, and as it is a global and liquid alternative, so elections may be a factor in prices. He notes that Fidelity Digital Assets has seen some correlation between Bitcoin's price and changes in the election polls, though the correlation may be fading. Nonetheless, November's outcome could have implications regarding crypto's regulatory future. A bigger factor may be what happens with monetary policy. They're saying here that digital assets in general continue to be liquidity factors and inflation expectations. They're saying here that there's a distinct shift lately between the broad money supply measures like the M2 in the U.S. going from declining year over year to increasing. Historically, Bitcoin and other digital assets have responded positively to more liquidity, as well as sudden changes in inflation expectations. So we'll say here. So they're saying to keep an eye on the spot Bitcoin ETPs. Basically here they're saying net flows have certainly slowed for the spot ETPs or the ETFs. I'm assuming that maybe, but they remain positive. And they're talking about just the performance here in the quarter. So we'll just have to see what happens over the course of the next few months here. As far as the Bitcoin rainbow chart here, this looks really similar to what happened during the middle of the cycle in 2019. I'm almost kind of wondering if the cycle gets extended a little bit before we take off into the bull run. Maybe we don't really start peaking until the beginning of next year, and then we don't peak till the end of the year, or maybe September. Some people are predicting maybe around September, October next year. Nobody really knows. That's the thing. We just have to sit back and wait, and it's very frustrating to not know if you're going to have a bull run or not, and to not know if, when the peak is going to be. That's another thing. So that's why you want to be careful and make sure you take your profits out on the way up, guys. So really difficult to say what's going to happen with Bitcoin. We just have to sit back and wait. Nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. Historically, towards the end of October, we start moving up into a bull run and start really getting bullish towards the end of the year. So will that happen or not? Time will tell. It's still early. So we're just going to be patient and wait and see what the market does. If we don't start moving up until the end of the year or into early next year, it is what it is. But a lot of people could be waiting on the election before they start making any financial decisions out there, because the markets are really wondering what's going to happen with the political environment in the United States and with the wars and all kinds of stuff out there, and the economy and stuff like that. So that's all I've got for this video. I appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.